Good morning, community. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Garden, canning, recipes, a little bit of everything. So things on this back acre is looking pretty good. However, things in the high tunnels are not looking so good because of the extreme heat. So I'm excited to see our pumpkins, and we have some squash out here. My purple whole peas are doing great. The okra's doing great out here. And then I have some personal size watermelons and some cantaloupes, and they all seem to be doing pretty good out here, and we're praying that they continue to prosper. So thank the Lord our chickens are doing well, and Greg installed a automatic waterer in there. You can see back there. He's got to do some adjustment because it's kind of leaking right now, but that's really helping them a lot. And since it is overflowing, they're getting in there and staying cool. And then we're taking the water hose and we're hosing down the dirt for them in the afternoon. And then we've opened up the inside of their coop so that a breeze can flow through. And then we have a door there that also blows through. So we're watching our girls very closely. They're not laying very much. I'm getting maybe 1 to 3 eggs a day, but we're just thankful that they're okay. I know many of you have posted and said that you've lost some hens due to this extreme heat, and that just breaks my heart for you. It really breaks my heart for you, and I'm so sorry. But this next week we got notification that we're going into triple digits, some days up to 104, which is going to be very detrimental to everything. It's going to be detrimental to our chickens, and it's going to be detrimental to what's in the high tunnel. And so we're not really sure how much longer the garden's going to last. Greg did get my pool up this week, so that's going to be a big help while I'm working outside, to just hop in the pool and get cooled off and then go back to work. And just in time, guys, for the triple digits. I'm just hoping that the humidity settles down. If it doesn't, it's going to be extraordinarily dangerous and extraordinarily hot next week. So I have the market going this morning, but like I said, things are starting to dwindle. The cucumbers are starting to dwindle. The squash is starting to dwindle. About the only things that are prospering right now is okra is starting to come in. Jalapeno peppers, or bell peppers, and we think that we'll continue to get tomatoes at least for a little while. So when we get to this time of the year, which is toward the end of June, we know that we're going to start losing things. Again, we think the okra is going to prosper just fine. The purple whole peas are going to prosper because they're heat-loving plants. But everything else we think is going to start to take a dive. Oh, and peppers. Peppers always do good. You know, your bell peppers, your jalapeno peppers. We got some serrano, some banana peppers. Those will do good. But even the tomatoes will begin to take a hit, guys, because tomatoes stop being productive whenever we get above 78 degrees and especially above 90 during the days. And that's exactly what's happening. So we're not real sure, again, how much longer we got left for this garden here. And so now we're going to start setting our sights on our fall seed starting and our fall gardening and planning that out to see what it is we think that we're going to grow this fall. I am getting some surprises in here. I had a butternut squash, it looks like, that came up volunteer, and then I have a spaghetti squash back there that looks like it's a volunteer, so there may be some more in that mess back there. But most likely, these cucumbers are probably going to have to come up in the next week or so. And then we're going to have to do some serious cleanup and start planning on the fall planting season. There's not much we can do about old Mother Nature and about what's going on with the weather. We were hoping that we were going to have a cooler, wetter June due to the El Nino, but we're not. It is hot. It is very hot. Maybe a pattern change soon. I'm not sure. And then we've gotten very little rain. We hadn't received the storms all around us. And, you know, honestly, I have to say that's probably a blessing, because there is massive hailstorms with these storms. So I think the Lord is protecting us, because it would destroy these high tunnels, and then we would really be up a creek without any assistance. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing that we're going into the 1st of July next week, and that things are already starting to dwindle here on the farm. But we get it. We understand. The weather is the way it is, and we know who controls the weather, and we trust the path that He's taken us on, and we're just going to follow, and we pray every day that He guides us. Things the last couple of years have been extraordinarily different. I did a video a couple of years ago talking about is our growing seasons changing, and so far they are. We have to go earlier and harvest quick, and then we have to pause and start some seeds. Here's my little Hank. Then we have to pause and start some seeds and go into fall gardening, and hopefully counting on maybe getting a fall harvest of some of our things. And Miss Bear is so rotten. She's a rotten thing. But anyway, that's where we're at. So we start early, we harvest early. I think I have said that in several of my videos earlier in the year, that we've got to get it all in before July and August hits, and that's exactly what's happening right now, as things are going to start to dwindle in there. So there's going to be lots of cleanup. We've got to get that little high tunnel and all the containers refilled and refortified so that we can use that this fall in the winter. And then we've got to do cleanup as things start to die off in that big high tunnel. We got to do cleanup, pull up, some weeding, and just prepare for our fall and winter garden. Now we're going to use that bake acre as well, because it looks like I'm doing pretty good, although I'm not. Things aren't growing as fast as I'd like for them to, but and considering that dirt was awful and Greg's worked on it a year with cover crops, I'm pretty happy with the way things are coming up. And all of those things we coated with the mycorrhizal fungi, and purple hull peas are very good cover crops. So we think that that's going to strengthen that. So when those come up, I'll be able to use those areas for maybe some onions and some carrots, and we'll probably do beets again in the high tunnel, because we had a fantastic showing of beets in the high tunnel this year. So we'll probably do that, but most of our root crops will go outside. And I'm still pondering on what to plant in that little high tunnel, and what maybe we can put in the big high tunnel other than beets that may do well in there, that's not going to bolt out, because even though it's cold outside, when the sun comes out, those high tunnels get quite warm and things start to bolt. So we've got a lot of planning to do. Give me some comments below, guys, and let me know what you think I should grow in that high tunnel that might not bolt. We could probably do some lettuces, maybe some spinach, you know, stuff like that. I've tried cabbage several years, and they get bombarded with aphids. They just get bombarded with aphids, and then armyworms, because it is a very conducive environment for insects to thrive in there when it's warm and moist during the day in the wintertime. So let me know your thoughts down below. So I know many of you have been struggling with your garden. I'm seeing your comments, and the heat is just very destructive. But you know what? It's exactly what we thought was going to happen, although we don't like it. And so it's time to start planning. Time to start planning for that fall garden. So thank you guys for watching. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Be safe. And they're already putting out warnings next week for electrical or electricity and energy shortages. So pay attention next week if you're in Texas. Take care. Love you. Bye.